Update. Boyfriend 23 male of 3 years wants to break up with me 21F because I asked him to get me food. Would you end a 3-year relationship just because your partner asked you to bring them food? I posted here yesterday about my situation and I wanted to provide an update. After my boyfriend texted me that we should just be friends instead, I called him to ask why. He was cold and avoidant, so I started crying and kept pressing him for an answer, which I realize now was pretty pathetic. During the call, I heard that I was on speakerphone and his mom walked into the room and asked if he was talking to me. Since they were in a 1-bedroom apartment, I assumed she could hear everything. I did not want her to think I was the one starting fights or acting crazy. So after my boyfriend and I hung up, I called his mom directly. I told her he broke up with me. When she asked why, I told her, I do not know. He is your son. It is you who raised him, so you should ask him why. And then I hung up. His mother has called me before to check on me during our past relationship troubles, which is why I felt comfortable talking to her. But in a clear headspace, I realized that calling her was unnecessary and hanging up on her was rude. The day after, my boyfriend showed up to my house late at night, unannounced. He brought me food and walked right into my house. He immediately started asking why I acted that way the previous day. I asked him, what? And he said that the way I spoke to his mother and hung up on her was very disrespectful. I told him that I realized it was foolish, but explained that I thought she could hear our conversation and I did not want any misunderstandings.
He then told me that he could not understand why I was mad about him not bringing me food. I explained that it was not actually about the food, but about the gesture of caring for your partner when they are in need of help. He argued that he could not bring me food because after the guest left his brother's house, he went to fix the headlights on his car and then play basketball for 30 minutes. I knew he had actually spent that time sitting at McDonald's. I told him he could have made the time if he really wanted to, but he insisted he could not take food from his brother's guests and that his mom had already packed the food they were taking home. I asked him, okay, then why could you not just pick up the food from your mom's place since they only live 2 minutes from his brother? He continued to insist he could not do it. He told me he was giving me a logical explanation that I refused to accept and accused me of constantly arguing. When I told him that it just did not feel like he cared about me in that moment, he replied, so nothing else I did for you matters? You were just focusing on this one thing? He claimed that I crossed a boundary, that he could not do this anymore, and that my behavior was not normal. To be honest, maybe I was just overreacting. After all, I can't expect him to be there for me 100% of the time. It feels like I am self-sabotaging. I truly understand that I sound pathetic. I am probably a little trauma bonded to him and am used to him breaking up with me and then us going back to normal like nothing ever happened.
It is indeed very hard to leave a situation that has become so familiar to you that it starts to feel like home. Thank you for taking the time to read this and for all your advice.